No surprise, 35 carries, 305 yards for Bellevue in 3 quarters. Huge key there. They are getting 8+ yards per carry. 5 for 9 passing, very efficient, 130 yards for Tyler Hasty. But also on the passing, they're averaging 14.5 yards per pass.
Yeah, and see what happens.
That's killing you.
It is, and that running game they have opens up the passing game and vice versa. And, you run the ball like that, and then it opens up that passing game for you, and they're just not ready for it.
Hope you've enjoyed this action brought to you tonight. We want to say thank you to the the Glacier Peak Grizzly Football Booster Club and their presentation of playoff action here on STSPN.com. So it was 4th and 6, and so we're set up here for
a field goal.
And it's Mitch. It's a fake. End around.
I think he got it.
And he thinks he did. He got the first down. Jack Meggs, who's a backup quarterback, and we've got an injured Grizzly on the play. Looks like Bussing, 55.
Did he get hurt earlier? I think he was shaken up a bit earlier. They didn't get it?
Oh, they just short of the first down. A big break for Glacier Peak.
Hey, and that, you know what? That's the first time they've held them all night.
Well, I wondered if they were going to do a field goal or not. They're up 28-10, deep in Glacier Peak territory, and they decided to fake field goal. Remember, if you've watched Glacier Peak, they got hurt big time against Oak Harbor on that fake punt by Josiah Miller.
They did. And on that one, they probably even knew it was coming. But Josiah Miller was just too fast for him.
Ron Henthorne, our spotter, saying he thinks it's just a cramp now. They're trying to work through with Bussing.
Well, big break for the Grizzlies, Scott, finally being able to stop them. First time in the game. It took them till the 4th quarter to actually stop them.
Well, 28-10 and field position has been important and a big deal.
Now, Grizzlies really need to get string some first downs together here.
Well, one of the exciting things about Glacier Peak football is that they can score so quickly. And that's exactly what needs to happen here. So don't go away as we start the 4th quarter. You never know. We could have a couple quick scores, and all of a sudden we have a ball game.
Yeah, if they can get in their rhythm, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities.
So 1st and 10 now, deep at their 12. Lenny back to pass. Fakes. Now he goes and almost intercepted a dangerous ball.
And it was intended for Evan Nelson, and it just wasn't even close to him. He was pressured a little bit, but he just didn't get that ball even close. And
Matt Gilbert almost had a pick 6 right there, although he was diving to the ground.
They got to get Evan Nelson involved.
2nd and 10 now from their own 12. Evan Nelson now on the near side. Here's Lenny, keeps it up the middle, and he gets across the 20, short of a first down. But he
needs to get
close.
To about, the 21 or 22?
Connor Foreman on the tackle for Bellevue.
Oh, geez, he got it out past the 20, and the ref kind of put the ball back at the 20.
Monroe up on Skyline now, 38-21.
Wow, that's a big game.
Oh, excuse me, Skyline's up 38-21. Monroe just scored.
That sounds more like
3rd and 2, Lenny fakes to Caribou, off to Elledge. Right side, he's got some room, makes a guy miss, and he's finally caught up, and the ball goes flying. They're going to call him down around the 36-yard line.
It's going to be a first down. Now we got an injured Bellevue player on the field.
I want to say it's Michael Carlson, number 2, on the field. We have a Grizzly coach kind of obstructing our view.
Can't believe they're doing that.
These kids are hitting hard.
Number 2, it looks like. Yep.
It is Michael Carlson. junior, 6'2", 190-pound defensive back and wide receiver.
And I do see a flag on the far side of the field, and that's going to be a problem for the Grizzlies because they're not showing first down, and I think it's going against the Grizzlies. Well, no, it's going against the Wolverines. They're adding it to the end of the run. It might have been a inadvertent face. Oh, there's another flag. I think the Bellevue coach just came out and jarred in the ref's ear, and he just threw a flag. If that's the case, it's going to be 15 more yards added to that. Unsportsmanship, it is. And that's against the Bellevue coach over there.
Now, why get chippy when you're up 28-10?
Well, he didn't like something, and he came out on the field and chirped right in his ear, and the flag went flying. So that should tack on 15 yards.
10:58 left in the ball game tonight in playoff action. Again, you can see Bellevue up 28-10. Glacier Peak with the ball. You see Ron Henthor telling us they need a calculator. Can you run down and get him a calculator?
There he goes. 5, 10.
That'll be a first down
15.
into Wolverine territory, 45-yard line.
Wow, big. And that's just what Glacier Peak needs. They're getting yards without the clock ticking. It's kind of like free throws in basketball.
Messiah Spicer on Bellevue, number 71. My goodness, is that a large kid. He's plugging up the middle. So 1st and 10 now at the Wolverine 44. Lenny with the senior Caribou right to the lone setback.
He's got about 4 Grizzlies yelling plays to him. I'd be confused too.
Evan Nelson on the near side. Now he fakes, now goes right to Elledge. A high ball, has to jump and get it, but he bounces off the pinball and gets down to the 33-yard line.
How does that happen? I thought he was going to get just drilled back there for a loss, and all they did was push him forward, and the wrestler comes up with a big first down.
Matt Gilbert finally tackles him, but he comes down to the ground and just pops out.
And the wrestler showing that he's tough to take down, too.
So another good gain, a first down. 10:20 left to go in the football game. 28-10 Bellevue. But Glacier Peak driving now at the Bellevue 34. Lenny hands it off
to Quentin Dunbar.
Dunbar coming across, and he's maybe got a couple.
Look at that. There's another flag. Another flag on Bellevue, and they're imploding, Scott. That's just a dumb play. Dumb play by Bellevue.
Kyle Bentz, the senior, 6'2", 215. He should know better than that. Not when you're up 28-10 with 9:50 left.
Well, and it's the playoffs. You can't do stuff like that, and that's going to march him down 15 more yards. And I don't know how many. I don't know if we're keeping stats on penalties today, but it is just a boatload for Bellevue.
Glacier Peak fans excited to see the ball moving towards the goal line.
All the way down to the 18-yard line. And
so 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Lenny back to pass, goes out, tries to get it to Dunbar.
Close. Lenny's got to sharpen up that pass, and it looks like Evan Nelson was wide open in the end zone, too.
Connor Foreman, though, was coming heavy and hard, and he had pressure. I think he just figured, I got to get rid of this thing.
No, and I get that, but Lenny's got to get on the mark. He's just not. He's off his mark tonight.
Well, this team kind of goes and stops by David Lenny.
They desperately need to get a touchdown on the board right here.
Clock is stopped at 9:41 left in the football game. Caribou the lone setback. Evan Nelson to the near side. He likes Nelson. He goes. Nelson falls down, and he tries to get it, but it's incomplete.
Geez. Nelson lost. It's like the 3rd time he's lost his footing tonight.
nightmares of Edmund Stadium and Meadowdale game where Evan Nelson and Sean Elledge was literally on an ice skating rink.
Yeah, and Elledge told us tonight that he really liked the footing out here, and it's not working well for Evan Nelson. He would have been open. He probably would have had that, too.
Little stick move there.
3rd and 10. They're going to need to get about 6 or 7 yards at least on this to have a manageable 4th down.
Well, and he's got one-on-one coverage with Dakota Jones, who's one of their stable of running backs. Lenny goes over the top. It's caught by Pittis. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Dalton Pittis, the senior, with a touchdown to bring it to 16-28.
And just like that, now we got ourselves a ball game. And great heads-up play by Dalton Pettis. And we didn't see him much in the first year, did we?
No, he was ineligible to play through, I think, around the first 6 games, and then came on the 7th game, had a great touchdown in the game against Montlake Terrace, and here's Lenny on for the extra point, and it is good.
Okay.
9:30 left in the football game. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen.
We got ourselves a game. And that I said earlier, they need to quiet that Bellevue crowd. Now Glacier Peak crowd's all fired up, and cheerleaders doing push-ups and all that stuff, and we got ourselves a ball game.
Chanting Grizzly power.
Somebody forgot to tell the Grizzlies that Bellevue was ranked 12th in the nation.
So making it interesting here in the 4th quarter.
So now, this is one of those things. Does the Grizzlies go for an onside kick here? Wouldn't put it past them. Wouldn't put it past them at all.
Well, you might as well. I mean, it's just let her rip now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Bellevue, when they get the ball, they're just going to sit on it, and they're going to pick and choose their 18 stud running backs and say, make this clock go away.
Yeah, and they can easily chew up 7 or 8 minutes of no problem.
See if we can get to the
He is lined up like an onside kick.
It is.
Here.
The ball is kind of... Oh, a little fake, little push kick there, and he gets it. It's recovered.
I think they got it.
There's a scramble. Who has the ball? Quentin Dunbar says Glacier Peak.
They could have it.
Untangling players of the referees. Oh, and he falls down.
Oh,
and he tackles that guy.
Flags are flying. I think they're saying Bellevue's got the ball. Oh, it was close. Glacier Peak coaches are all pointing that they have the ball.
Yeah, I don't know that they do have the ball.
Well, look who comes up with the ball. The wrestler Sean Elledge comes out of the pile with the ball.
He did a half Nelson, a little twist move underneath the pile, and he comes up with it.
He did. He did a double chicken wing and came up with the ball.
The double chicken wing.
They did. They gave it to Glacier Peak. Has the ball, folks. Wow, and the crowd's going crazy.
9:18 left in the ball game here at hallowed Bellevue Memorial Stadium on a crisp, cool November night. Glacier Peak attempting to make high school history.
But now wait, let's see what that flag does. It looks like they're going to march off 15 yards. They're marching off 15 yards for Glacier Peak. Folks, we got a ball game. Don't go away. Oh, my.
All the way to the 34-yard line of the Wolverines, and that's where senior David Linney and crew will try and make this a really interesting ball game.
And Big John McLean saying that might be like their 15th penalty of the night.
1st and 10 at the 36. David
and there's
Linney.
Another one. That should be an encroachment on Bellevue. That should march it off another 5 yards. Now, the good thing about that is that's going to be 1st and 5. And Bellevue's just imploding right now, folks. I got to ask you a question, Scott. Do you believe in miracles?
Hey, I had a text from a friend when I said miracle on turf, and he gave me a hard time. Well, let me tell you, with 9:18 and them driving 28-17, this could be one of those nights.
Oh, that's going to be bad. It's going to come bring it back because that's going to be against the Grizzlies for a false start.
And you know what? That's number 56 for Glacier Peak.
That's going to make it 1st and 10. Well, it just brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. So
Henley again doing a good job. He's just a sophomore, covering for Riley Argue. We've already had an injury.
And the funny thing is when Bellevue kind of implodes when they're not doing well, you see a lot of rookie mistakes, and they kind of don't know what to do with themselves.
Well, the sideline didn't help. The coach gets a penalty. Lenny back to pass.
He dropped it. Oh, and it should have been intercepted. It should have been an easy pick for the safety back there, and he just can't hold on to it.
Matt Gilbert had it in his paws.
And Lenny's going to need to rethink that.
2nd and 5 still. Got away with one there. Again, an opportunity. A very young team this year. They've had ups and downs, had opportunities to score and haven't taken advantage. So
yep. It's actually 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, excuse me. Can't trust that scoreboard.
You can't.
Lenny in the shotgun. Single setback. Fakes it. Now he pumps. Now he goes to Nelson. Nelson nowhere to go, but he's impeded.
He got tangled up back there. I thought they should have thrown a flag there.
Again, Matt Gilbert. I don't know if that was a catchable ball.
Well, I don't know that they have. Do they have that rule in high school?
He bumped him. It was going to the flag of the end zone there. And
you got to at least make it illegal contact, if not pass interference. But he definitely got tangled up with him.
Well, 3rd and 10 now at the 34, and they have to take advantage of the huge opportunity they have. They recovered the onside kick after scoring. Dalton Pittis, a touchdown catch from Lenny. Here he is, 3rd down. Lenny.
Oh, he's way off the mark there on Quentin Dunbar. Not even close.
And he had Sean Elledge racing down the right sideline, but wasn't able to find him. So now they're at 4th down and 10.
They obviously have to go for it. They're in, 36, 34-yard line. They can't punt from there.
Well, this could be one of the biggest plays of their season for 2011 right here. 4th and 10 with 9:08 left to go in the ball game, down 28-17. Do you want to take a timeout? Think about it.
No, I don't think they want to take a timeout. They want to leave Bellevue on their heels here.
Nelson and Pittis on the near side.
Big 4th down.
Elledge on the far side. Max protect. Guy falls down. It gets rid of it. It's not caught. Incomplete. Sean Elledge tried. And that could do it.
Well, there's still a lot of time, but they really had to convert on that. They had all the momentum going, and Lenny's just can't make a pass right now. I granted he's getting some pressure, but he just has to convert some of these passes.
Comes off the sideline, shaking his head. He's not happy, puts the headphones on, and he's going to hear about it from the coaching staff up in the booth.
Absolutely.
With 1st and 10 now for Hasty, and get ready, the big blue machine is about to start. Boy, but he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Becerra with a great tackle.
The backup quarterback, Becerra, getting right in there.
8:47. They cannot stop the clock. Well, they can, with a timeout, but
the clock's their worst enemy, and they're going to need to. Bellevue, they need to. If they string together a few first downs, it could be over here.
Elledge comes to the far side. 2nd and 10, no gain on that. Hasty.
That should be a false start.
That was Morales in the backfield, number 25.
It looked like about 3 Wolverines were moving there, and that's going to bring it back to 2nd and 15. The beauty of that, too, Scott, is it stops the clock. So kind of a double whammy there for Bellevue.
Well, we haven't had a chance to see a lot of Bellevue, but boy, they really got rattled there.
They did. They were just losing their composure in a hurry.
So 2nd and 15 now at their own 29-yard line. Shift in motion. Jack gets the ball, but he's covered up by Elledge. And 45, Casey, big play Welch.
Casey Welch, good to call his name.
And that's just what Glacier Peak needs. If they're going to stop him, it's third
and
12.
12. Now, this is where Glacier Peak struggled all night with these big third downs. They've somehow let Bellevue get in on them. Even if it's 3rd and 20, they've just let them have it. So they really need to tighten up here. He's going out of the shotgun, so look, could be a pass. Oh, no, he's
under center. Hasty takes it. Now he gets to Morales on the left side, but he is covered well. And he is not going to get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage and bring up a 4th down and 12.
Exactly what the Grizzlies needed.
Austin Jacobson, the junior, got in there in a hurry and a great play by the Grizzlies.
And Grizzlies are going to love getting him back next year. Let me tell you that right now.
The first punt tonight for Bellevue Wolverines.
They haven't
with
punted
7
it
minutes.
yet.
Channing in the Grizzly stands has blocked that kick. He hit it off the toe of his foot. He actually looks hurt.
Yeah, he did hit it off the toe, and unfortunately it took a Bellevue bounce. He just barely got that through the line of scrimmage, Scott, and then it just kind of squibbed all the way down.
Jack Meggs, they're still looking at the ball.
And Elledge Smeds dove on it at the last second.
Stops the clock with 6:36 left. Still plenty of time to get this close.
So they're down by 11. So if they score a touchdown, obviously they need a 2-point conversion and a field goal.
Jack Meggs, the kicker there, looked like an awkward kick, and he hobbled off, and he's listed as one of the backup quarterbacks as well.
He hurt his foot punting the ball. That's kind of strange.
Well, David Lenny getting a second life again here. Hopefully he can come back. And
Lenny's got to find his targets right now.
21 Elledge on the far side. Nelson on the near side. Back to pass. Screen. Goes to Caribou, and he's gains of about 5 or 6 yards. So a good pickup on first down.
Yep. That's what they're looking for.
Nicely done by Glacier Peak to let the pressure kind of come through and take advantage of the aggressive play up front by these big Bellevue Wolverines.
Yeah, what'll be key on this series is how Lenny's going to find his targets.
Lenny 2nd and 5. Low snap. Now he fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and he
gets
makes good progress up almost to the 45 for another Glacier Peak first down.
Yeah, and that does two things. It stops the clock for the Grizzlies and gives them the new set of downs.
21, Miles Jack, the heralded running back, and also Nathan DeRuyter on the tackle. Both juniors for Bellevue. Whoa.
They're full of them, aren't they?
A lot of juniors. Not good if you're a Kingco
3A.
3A league opponent. Lenny back, 1st and 10. Now goes left. Delvin Nelson catches it at the 45. A lot of traffic, but he wiggles his way down to the 48.
About a 5-yarder.
They converge in such a hurry. Devin Murphy there on the tackle leading the charge, number 3. So Bellevue.
Well,
Big Santa up front there, number 72.
And I'll tell you, the Grizzlies are going to need to do a better job of getting that ball off. They're wasting 30, 35 seconds here, and they don't have that time to spare.
5:15 left to go, 2nd and 5. Evan Nelson now on the near side. Now they hand off a delayed draw to Caribou, gets some room on the outside, crosses the mid-stripe
into first down.
Wolverine territory. First down all the way up to the 44-yard line. Miles Jack again on the tackle.
Stops the clock, too.
5:03, supposed to stop the clock. The clock is not stopped.
I don't know why they didn't stop that clock.
It was a first down, and the clock never stopped.
They're supposed to stop it, move the chains, then start it right back up again.
4:50 to go now, 1st and 10, new set of downs. Linney across the middle, Dalton Pittis incomplete.
Something happened with the center there. He fell down on the play, and kind of a broken play of some sort.
Nathan DeRuyter there on the coverage.
4:44 left in the game.
I don't know what happened to Dalton Pittis. It was like quicksand. If that's the same area of the field where they had that, now Evan Nelson hit some quicksand.
Yep.
Maybe that's a secret here in Bellevue.
That's what they call the home turf advantage there.
Yeah, so when they get around the 40,
just let them go. They'll slip.
Just don't touch them. 4:44 left. 28-17. Grizzlies trying to make it interesting. 2nd and 10 for David Linney, the senior quarterback. And that's going to be...
Is that a delay of game?
Is that a timeout or is it a penalty?
I think it's a...
It is a penalty. Illegal procedure maybe on Quentin Dunbar.
They can't afford to do that, and they're taking too much time up there on the line.
Well, they're a rhythm team, and you got to keep the rhythm going, and part of that is quick snaps.
Yeah. Now they're sitting at 2nd and 15.
Cold night here in Bellevue, but we've avoided any type of raindrop so far, as 2nd and 15 now, all the way near the mid-stripe line. Linney has some time. Get Quentin Dunbar on the edge. Pops through, make up some
good
yardage.
Little run by Dunbar. Picked up probably 10 yards. At least.
Gets up to the 41. Clock, though, is ticking at 4:26.
3rd and 7.
Nathan DeRuyter again on the tackle for Bellevue.
Glacier Peak's got to hurry up on these plays. They're doing a no huddle, but then they're taking 35 seconds to talk about it on the sideline.
Evan Nelson matched up here. Devin Murphy giving him room. Now Linney takes it himself, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It brings up 4th down, and it keeps the clock moving.
And they need to hustle a little bit with 3:53 if they want to get anything done. Clock's ticking away.
The clock management right now is questionable at best.
Looking for the signals. They go to their armbands. 3:35 left now. Bellevue is loving the clock right now. Big 4th and 7 here. Dunbar in motion. Bumps Caribou, and he gets it off, and it's incomplete again. Almost picked off. Dalton Pittis, the intended receiver, and with 3:23 left, the 2011 Glacier Peak campaign might have come to an end here tonight.
I guess the beauty of it is they got 3 timeouts, but they really don't have enough time. And that was poor clock management on Glacier Peak's part. They're doing a no-huddle offense, but they may as well be huddling because they're taking 35 seconds to get the play off.
Again, not understanding time and clock and where you are, as Hasty now under center. Hands it off. Up the gut, and he gets a nice gain of around 7 yards. And that's Boulware, I believe. It is. And Austin Smedrud.
And Glacier Peak's going to have to real quickly start thinking about when they're going to use those 3 timeouts.
Boulware now having a heck of a night. 12 carries for 57 yards. As they're looking at a 2nd and 5. Hasty under center. Hands it again.
You know what? It's a false start. I was wondering if they were going to call that flag. Yeah.
Boulware.
He was really late on it. I saw it, and I was wondering if they were going to call it. And now the good news about that is that stopped the clock for him too.
And you've got Bill down here, the manager for Glacier Peak, waving up to the clock.
Oh, because they kept it running?
They kept the clock running. Now it's at 2:45 left in the ball game.
They should have added some time.
2nd and 10 at their own 42 with Bellevue. tremendous senior. Hasty fakes the handoff. Now to Morales on the left side. He's got room. Breaks one tackler down the left sideline. Finally caught up, but still on his feet. Down to the 20-yard line. An unbelievable play by Ari Morales. Finally taken down by Smedrud, and that should put the nail in the proverbial coffin for Glacier Peak.
Probably will, and now Glacier Peak's in a spot where they got to take a timeout every time they stop them.
Well, a tremendous effort by Glacier Peak. 2:31 still left in this football game. Bellevue, you got to be like, hey, we got to step it up.
Yeah, and it looks like we got an injured Bellevue player on the field. Not quite sure who it is at this.
No, it's a Glacier Peak player.
Oh, it's a Grizzly.
It looks like Alex Caribou, 47.
Oh, they don't want that.
Down on the far side of the field. Again, we want to thank everybody. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of Glacier Peak football and 3A playoff football here in the Quad Playoff District game here in Bellevue. Caribou looks like he's okay jumping off.
Yeah, and big thanks to the Glacier Peak boosters stepping up to the plate tonight.
Huge. Again, we'll stick around just for a minute here and do a quick wrap-up. We'll try and grab some scores, trying to find that Snohomish Federal Way score. Get an update on that. As we resume to action again, 2:21 left now. Hasty, 1st and 10 on the right side and goes up the middle.
Glacier Peak's probably going to have to burn a timeout.
Bulware again, the carrier, and Carson Call on the tackle.
And what Glacier Peak really needs here is to force a turnover.
Fumble!
Fumblerooski. Yeah, that's about their only hope is to really force a big play here.
Minute 45 now left. Hasty up the middle with Bulware. And he bowls his way around the 15.
Grizzlies are using a timeout. First timeout for the Grizzlies.
We have had a phenomenal season. It has been great. Tim Boyle, it has been an absolute blast.
We have had a blast, and thanks to all our listeners for joining in on us. We appreciate it. Appreciate the sponsors, our statistician, John McLean, our spotter.
Ron Henthorne, everybody.
And our 5-tool player, Todd Elvig.
Todd Elvig. The executive producer was under the weather this week, and he pulled out. He gritted his teeth, and we're happy he's here, and we're set up.
We call Todd a 5-tool player, but we're not sure what the 5 tools are. We're just giving him the benefit of the doubt on the 5 tools.
He's good for 3 at least. We threw in the other 2 for good measure. Stay tuned after this. Tim and I will wrap it up and kind of look forward to the playoffs and what's happening and what Bellevue's going to look at next as well. Want to look forward to the end of the month. Glacier Peak, November 30th, I believe, have their first contest on the hardwood, where we will switch seats. Mr. Tim Boyle, the football analyst expert, and John McLean, the man of the hardwoods, the guy in the gym, will sit in the Tim Boyle chair and we'll bring you high school basketball.
I'm being defrocked of my title.
Hasty.
Oh, flags all over the place. There's laundry on the field. I think that's going to go against Bellevue from where that flag came.
Who's taking first chair?
Carson Call got
Todd Elvig's asking me what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm probably just going to be there for spirit, and I'm going to be a backup guy.
We'll find something for you to do, Boyle.
All we can do is buy one more headset.
TB in the house. A minute 31 left in the game, and it is slowed down here to a screeching halt. We had something going, boys.
And Bellevue, I don't think Bellevue was expecting to run into this good of a Glacier Peak team.
I don't think so either. All the absolute accolades go over to Coach Rory Rosenbaugh, his staff, and these kids. Came here to hallowed grounds as, God, he just can't get him. Finally, the wrestler! That's a three-point pin right there.
There's no such thing as a three-point pin,
no,
but
2 points,
we'll give it
1 point.
But
Buck 24 left.
The clock didn't move, did it? Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, that gives Bellevue a first down.
Well, home of the Wolverine Bell got a little home cooking on the clock. Now they start the clock at 1:10 left to go. 28-17 Bellevue. Hasty again tries to get a playoff.
And good thing about that is, again, it stops the clock.
Yeah, but the clock wasn't running when it was
6:51 to go in the fourth. Edmonds Woodway up 29-19 over South Kitsap.
Any Snohomish score? That's the one our listeners are probably wanting to hear about.
Skyline now putting a hurting on Monroe, 59-21.
Yeah, no surprise there. 1st and 14 on the 14.
Tyler gives it up the middle again.
And the clock's just running down, folks.
Bulware slow to get up, as all the Wolverines are slow to get up, and Carson Call.
They're probably going to be one more play, and that's it. Glacier Peak's not stopping it.
Congratulations to all the seniors tonight playing for Glacier Peak, as this is their final high school football game. Tremendous program in its fourth year in Coach Rory Rosenbaugh, and the future looks incredibly bright. And for all that and more, make sure you go to SnohomishTimes.com as they kneel down with 23 seconds.
And that's going to do it, folks.
Stick with us. As you can see, kind of a little reflection there in the window. We got to be warm in the booth here tonight. So it's a final. The Bellevue Wolverines, the dynasty that is, going for their fourth consecutive state title championship. Victorious here tonight in the home confines, 28-17 over the Grizzlies from Glacier Peak. Tim?
Well, let's wrap it up here, folks.
Again, just dying to get a Snohomish score, but my resources are failing me miserably right now.
Yes, and hey, hats off to the Grizzlies tonight. Hey, they're playing the 12th ranked Bellevue, number 12 in the nation, heavily favored, number 1 in the state, 8 out of the last 10 state championships, and the Grizzlies really kind of went toe-to-toe with them, and they had some mistakes. Lenny's kind of off his mark tonight, and a couple things could have gone either way, and they were really in this game.
No reason to hang their head. They gave them everything they could handle. And there was 9-something left in the fourth quarter, and Bellevue was unraveling from the stands to the sidelines to out on the field. They were chipping at each other, and they had momentum. They recovered the onside kick, and they were in business, and they stalled out, and that was pretty much the ballgame.
Yep, that was Glacier Peak really needed to capitalize on that particular series, and they couldn't. Had they done that, unfortunately, Lenny missed several passes on that series of downs. They were fortunate enough to get some penalties and keep getting a couple more tries, but Lenny's off the mark a little bit and just didn't quite happen.
Couple totals for Bellevue, again, just an absolute machine. 46 carries, 370 yards on the ground, 5 for 9, 130 through the air. And boy, it was exciting to see Morales. It was exciting to see Tyler Hasty. Look for Saturday debuts for a couple of the players on the Bellevue side. On the Glacier Peak, 23 carries, 84 yards. Lenny, 11 for 31, 178. Again, couldn't really get Elledge, couldn't get Nelson really going.
Yeah, and obviously we're not going to blame this on Lenny. I mean, it just didn't quite go his way, but just off the mark a little bit tonight.
As we wrap it up here from Bellevue Memorial Stadium in playoff action, the final, Bellevue 28, Glacier Peak 17. We want to thank everybody for listening tonight. And again, our underwriting and main sponsor tonight, the Glacier Peak Grizzly Football Booster Club. For Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle, Todd Elvig, John McClain, Ron Henthorn, so long, everybody. And for football fans, we'll see you next year. And for local, we'll see you on the hardwood.
Good night, everybody.